What's going on, you guys? I'm, as always, Mr. Grimreaper, and welcome to Back in Time. And, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back to 1994 with the 1994 cult classic, The Mask, starring Jim Carrey and her first film debut, Miss Cameron Diaz.
Yes, the lovely Cameron Diaz.
And we're going to take you through the plot, as always.
Sure.
I know it's the Halloween season.
Why not? Mask?
Why are you guys? You're probably asking Grim Knight. Why aren't you doing more horror reviews? Well, this is kind of sort of Halloween-y in a way.
Well, hello, mask. Puts on a mask and so in a way, Halloween mask.
Plus it's Jim Carrey.
Goes together.
So.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys know, me and him are really good fans of this movie.
Yes.
I saw the first time I saw this film was when it came out.
Wow.
When it came out in 1994.
Yes.
And I loved it ever since.
Oh, definitely.
And it has so much funny shit involved.
Yes.
But the comic books are a little different.
Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
From the original comic books. The comic books, the guy, Ipkiss, the Mask, he's a killer. He's a murderer. And it's kind of weird in that way.
Yeah.
So if y'all guys never read the comics, I don't read the comics.
Yeah, don't.
But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna go through the plot.
Sure.
And we're gonna talk to you guys. And we're gonna give our thoughts of a Mask on this very, very good, funny ass freaking movie, The Mask.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so it starts. Stanley Ipkiss is a sly and lucky bank clerk working at the local Ed City Bank. He is frequently ridiculed by everyone around him, except for his co-worker and best friend Charlie Shoemaker, played by Richard Denny. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, gangster Dorian Tyrell, I hate that son of a bitch, by the way, owner of the Coco Bongo nightclub, plots to overthrow his boss, Nico. One day, Tyrell sends his singer girlfriend, Tina Carlisle, played by the lovely Cameron Diaz,
That's right.
and to Stanley's bank to record its layout in preparation to rob a bank.
That's right.
Stanley is attracted to Tina, and she seems to reciprocate. Mm-hmm. Unable to enter the Coco Bondo to watch Tina perform, Stanley finds a wooden mask near the city's harbor. Placing it on his face transform him into a wisecracking green-faced zoot suit trickster known as the Mask, who is also able to cartoonishly alter himself and his surroundings at will. As the Mask, Stanley exacts comical revenge on his tormentors, including his bitch of a landlord.
We're gonna talk about some funny
we'll talk about that. And scares off a straight gang that attempts to rob him by turning a balloon into a Tommy gun. And humiliates two repairmen who scammed him earlier. The next morning, Stanley encounters Detective Lieutenant Calloway, played by Peter Riggert, yeah, and newspaper reporter Peggy Brandt, played by the lovely Amy Yasbeck.
And I'll tell you more about her where I've seen her before.
Investigating the Mask's activity at the previous night. Thank you.
You're welcome.
To attend Tina's performance, he again becomes the Mask to raid the bank, inadvertently foiling Tyrell's plan in the process. At the Coco Bongo, Stanley dances exuberantly with Tina, whom he ends up kissing. Following a confrontation with Tyrell for disrupting the bank robbery and stealing his girlfriend, Stanley flees, leaving behind a scrap of cloth from his suit that transformed back to his pajamas. While Tyrell and his men are arrested by Calloway and his partner Doyle. Based on the piece of cloth, Calloway suspects that Stanley to be the bank robber. Right. Stanley later consults a psychiatrist played by Ben Stein, who has recently published a book on Mask and has discovered that the object may be a creation of Loki, the Norse god of darkness and mischief. The same night, Stanley meets Tina at a local park as the Mask, but the meeting is interrupted by Calloway, who attempts to capture him. Stanley tricks a large group of police officers into joining him into a mass performance of Cuban Pete.
We'll talk about
and
that.
flees with Peggy.
But she betrays him.
But the goddamn bitch betrays him. For the $50,000 bounty. Using the mask, Tyrell becomes a malevolent, green-faced monster. Tyrell's henchmen end up in the possession of the stolen money after Stanley is forced to reveal its location. They turn Stanley over to the police.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When Tina visits Stanley in the station, he urges her to flee the city.
That's right.
Tina thanks Stanley for showing her a kindness and warmth she wasn't used to, and tells him that he didn't need the mask to be special to her. She attempts to leave the city, but is captured by Tyrell's men and forcibly taken to a charity ball at the Coco Bongo hosted by Nico and attended by the city's elite, including Mayor Tilton. Upon arrival, the masked Tyrell kills Nico and prepares to destroy both the club and Tina with dynamite. Milo, Stanley's dog, helps Stanley escape from the station by leaping in through the cell window to retrieve the keys from the guard. And Stanley brings Calloway as a cover and hostage in a desperate attempt to stop Tyrell. After locking Calloway in his car, Stanley enters the clubs and manages to enlist the help of Charlie, but is soon after discovered and captured. Tina tricks Tyrell into taking off the mask, which is recovered and donned by Milo.
Oh my god.
Who fights Tyrell's men while Stanley fights Tyrell himself. After recovering the mask, Stanley uses his special powers to rescue Tina by swallowing Tyrell's bomb and flushing Tyrell down the drain of the club's ornamental fountain. The police arrive and arrest Tyrell's remaining henchmen while Calloway attempts to arrest Stanley once again. However, Tilton tells Calloway to release Stanley, believing that Tyrell was the mask the whole time, and Stanley only put it on this once. Tilton calls Stanley a hero for his actions and states that he will have a meeting with Calloway at dawn. As the sun rises the following day, all charges against Stanley are dropped to avoid getting involved with the police again. Stanley decides to return the mask back to the harbor. Tina throws the mask into the water and she and Stanley kiss. Charlie's idiotic ass goes back into the water, retrieves the mask for himself, only to find Milo swimming away with it.
And there you have it.
Okay, so let's talk about the funny shit in this movie.
Oh god, there's so many funny parts that really got to me and him. So much funny stuff. Now we are gonna get to the funny parts, but I want to talk to you about the actors known as Amy Yazbek, who plays a reporter in this film.
Yeah,
I have seen her before, and those of you who may know this movie or may not. I've seen I know they made like 3 of them, but I wasn't a fan of part 3, but I only saw the first 2 of them. The film is called Problem Child.
Yes.
In the first one, she was the mother, and in the second one, she was the nurse of the little girl that goes to the school where Junior goes. Anyway, so that's where she's from. That's how I know her. And, you know...
and just so you know, she was also in Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
That's right.
With the late Leslie Nielsen.
Correct. So, anyway, yeah, she's from those movies, of course, with the late John Ritter as one of the main characters as well. Anyway, so that's how I know her from, and so we'll
get to the Problem Child movies later on.
Yes, we will definitely. So, to have her in this movie was really awesome because, wow, I mean, I never thought I'd see, nobody in Problem Child or whatever in other films. I've seen John Ritter in, His Company Show and all the other movies he's done. Yeah. Anyway, so that was pretty cool about that. So, yeah, the funny parts now...
But what did you think of her in this movie? I thought she was a bitch for what she did. She turned fucking Stanley into Tyrell, who's already an asshole to begin with.
Exactly, man. And
especially he's an asshole with Tina.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I
love Cameron Diaz.
Oh yeah. Well, her making a film debut. Oh my god! I remember when she first came in the bank, the way they looked at her. It was so funny. Oh wait.
But yeah, there's a lot of funny moments in this movie.
Oh yeah.
The Cuban Pete dance scene has got to be by far the most funniest shit you've ever seen in your life, bar none.
Bar none. But another favorite of mine is when they're searching him for his items.
Yeah. By the way, there's gonna be spoilers. By the way.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, but they're searching through his pockets and I have a permit for that. The bazooka and picture Kelly with his wife. What? You son of a D. Where's it here after all? Y'all married her. It was so funny on that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny shit in this movie, man. There was some what I love too, the dance sequence between him and I like the dance sequence between him and Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, in the club.
Hey Pachuco, by the way. They have this movie reminds me so much of the old Tex Avery cartoons.
Yes.
You remember he was watching one of the wolf. The wolf,
yes,
was sitting in the nightclub,
yeah,
and stuff like that. And
anyway, yeah. So he lives in this, little apartment, which of course has a bitch for a landlord.
Yeah, I don't like her.
The funny part, he says to her, he says, "You know what?" And she goes, "What?" Nothing. And as she leaves, she goes, "I'll you back in the boat to get your bolts tightened." She said that. It was so.
Yeah, you remember, but remember when he's the mask. Remember what he does to her.
Oh God, scares the crap out of her.
Go ahead, I'm gonna let you take this, dude.
Scares the crap out of her. She gets her shotgun. He's all bouncing around, and she's trying to shoot him, and he goes out the window.
Yeah, he goes out the window, and he goes down splat, and then he goes. What did he say when he goes down?
Yeah, he picks himself up, like he picks himself up off the floor, and like his eyes go back in his head, and he goes, "Look, Ma, I broke it." And he just gets up, and then another funny part. This is what happens to some drivers if they get out, get you all pissed off. And drivers are in a hurry. He goes, "I think I want to give me." He takes out a little thing and it says, "Squeeze me, Jill."
Oh,
and then they got a hair though. His windows are broken. He's like,
but yeah. I think Tyrell. I didn't like Tyrell at all, dude.
He was.
But he was a good villain, though.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
I have to say that he was a good villain. Dorian is a complete utter ass.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make like a sentimental moment when they were doing the dance scene. Mm-hmm. Remember when the guy was at the bank when the mask was robbing the bank.
Yeah.
One of the dudes got shot by police. Mm-hmm. I think.
Yeah, he was really.
And I guess they were trying to make like a sentimental moment for it or something like that.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it's right after, and then right after the dance sequence, remember what he does with, what's that bald guy?
No, the bald
When the bald guy is trying to shoot him. Oh,
yeah, he does all this funny stuff. Oh, I know where the money is? Okay. He's like, he has a little machine and he does all some weird stuff. And my funny part was the O was funny.
Yeah.
And then after that, like the cowboy, he gets all dramatic and he's like...
And then he goes, "You love me. You really
like you want an Oscar or Grammy at the end of it." Gives us like that. It's so funny, man.
Oh my god, this movie is so hilarious.
It is. It's
you guys are probably asking, well, if you guys love it so much, because we grew up with this movie.
Yes, I did.
We love this movie. By the way, the green hue is because of the
mask, yes.
Because of the mask. Sorry about that.
So we grew up with this film. I actually had it on the original VHS. I grew up in the 90s, guys. It was VHS and VCRs.
Yeah.
So I had the original...
Way before it was DVD.
Oh, yeah, I had the original VHS with the original...
And Blockbuster was around.
That too. And Hollywood Video, FYI. I had the original VHS. Yes. And... well, it got messed up over the years I had it, but it was one of my favorite movies that I grew up with, and... Yeah, dude. If y'all haven't seen this, I recommend you go back and watching it. This is something that is so funny. Comedy is there, and you can't top a Jim Carrey. You know,
he brings a performance that you've never seen
like no other
in your life.
Yes,
this is by far the funniest. I don't care what any critic said. I don't care what any fucking what any person that believes or a critic says. This movie is a good movie. Yep. This movie is a cult classic. This movie is you know, it has that old Zoot Suit vibe to it. It has that old gangster, that old 1940s gangster vibe to it.
Yes, it does.
The way they portray the Mask, the way they portray him.
Yes.
And I know this is completely different from the comics, but I think they kind of bring that cartoony-ish vibe that was in the comics into here. Minus the murder, all the murder and the blood and all that stuff.
Minus that stuff, yes. Really.
It's a kid's movie. Of course they're not going to do that.
Of course they made it into a kid movie. They made something that was probably serious and dark and twisted, maybe. And they said, you know what, let's give it a comedy, funny, kid feel like to it. Yeah. And that's what they did with this movie. And then, of course, I remember they did the animated series as well, which I did watch as a kid. And, and you know, like I said, yeah, so it's this is a great classic. When you know, we recommend it. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. You know, the classic, one of my favorite of many Jim Carrey films. I mean, you remember, of course, we have Ace Ventura. We'll talk about that later. We have Liar Liar's another good one. You know, Bruce Almighty. You know, Cable God. You know, just to name a few. You know, Jim Carrey that's what this movie made him what he was. You know, the more funny guy that we know him as. And so, yeah, this is by far a classic. A classic.
Yeah, especially because of the funny scene, because of how the Mask is portrayed in this movie. And you know, Jim Carrey brings his own brand of comedy.
He does.
Especially how he can stretch his face.
Yes.
He can stretch his face. You could see it in the makeup how he can transform into something else.
Exactly, you can see it.
You know, into this comical green face dude. You know what I mean?
See it, so you can tell too when he played the Grinch, the way he smiled in the Grinch. You can't smile that big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need your help, son.
Well, guys, we recommend this. We have to go real quick, and
yeah. So we give this movie a 10 out of 10.
Quickly
and stuff like that. And y'all guys have not seen this. We recommend it. So let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the Mask and all that. That's gonna be it
for us right now.
For right now, anyway.
Yeah.
I am Mr. Grimreaper 2.
I'm Darknet97.
We'll see you all in the afterlife.
Peace.
Hey, let's go up.